Hey guys, in this video we're going to talk about, well, what if you don't have a smart TV? What if your TV is not a smart TV? What do you do? Well, we're going to discuss that in this video, and this time we're going to talk about Roku. Hey guys, welcome back again in Dave's Dimension. Welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the home for toys, tech, and talk. We're going to talk Roku, but let's get into this. Let's get into why you would be looking for a Roku. Now, in the world, just about you go to a store now, and 95, maybe 90 to 95% odds are you're going to be walking out with a smart TV. Well, what if you don't have a TV that is smart? What makes a TV smart? If you can download an app automatically and you can sign in, you can watch Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, HBO Max, all those many streaming services that are out there. Well, what if you have an older TV? Here in the Dimension, we have a smart TV in our front room, but in our bedroom, I actually have an older TV, which is not classified as smart TV. It has HDMI hookups, so we can connect a Blu-ray player to it. I can connect an Xbox to it if I wanted to. We have a cable box connected to it. But it's not exactly a smart TV. Now, it's a good sized TV, and I don't want to get rid of it because I've had it for a long time. If you're one of those people who likes to hang on to your technology, don't fret. There are things you can do. You can get yourself an Apple TV. It's a device that plugs into your TV. There's Apple TV. There's Amazon Fire Stick, Google Chromecast, and there's also Roku. Now, personally, I've never used Chromecast, never used an Amazon Fire Stick, so I can't give you pluses and minuses, pros and cons for those devices, but I have had Roku. And no, this video is not sponsored by Roku, but we're going to talk a little bit about Roku here. Now, here's the cool thing. Now, something like this usually will go for maybe around $40 or so, $40 or $50, right? This is the Roku Express 4K Plus, but I paid a lot less for it. Now, if you are already a Roku user, guys, don't throw your Roku sticks away. This is the fun part. I got an email from Roku saying, hey, you've been a customer with us for so many years. The Roku stick that you have registered with us is no longer supported. Well, we're going to give you an offer for 50% off any of our newer ones. That was a no-brainer, guys. I got this for about $20 before tax and shipping, that is. And this is it supports I'll show you right there in the box. Supports 4K and HDR, smooth Wi-Fi, TV controls. It's just your fancy usual tech speak that they like to throw in the box. But yeah, I got this in under a week, just a couple days. Shipped out from California here to the East Coast in Buffalo, New York, where I am. So also it has the talk feature, so I can actually speak right into it. So that's going to be kind of cool. This is going to be a bit of a game changer. And yes, obviously it's going to support all your various Roku streaming services. You know, Roku refers to the apps as channels, of course, if you're familiar with Roku. So guys, what do you say we get right on into this? Got Bat Blade right here. Cut right on open. I think I ordered this, Wednesday, or I think it was Wednesday. So, and today's Monday, so I got this today. Let's pull everything out. Of course, we get our little manual and a nice little plastic sleeve. Now, as far as their presentation. Now, first things first, I slide this right out, and this has our wires. This is going to have, it comes with a little HDMI cable. That's nice. We don't have to buy our own HDMI. And, of course, here is our micro USB with the USB. Looks like a USB 2. So what I can do is, if my cable box or the back of my TV has a power source, I can plug this right in. You don't have to exhaust another electrical outlet, so that's pretty cool right there. Now let's take a look at everything else, guys. Now actually we get a little power brick right here, so we can plug that USB right into there. And they gave us batteries, guys. They gave us batteries for the remote. So, yeah, they gave us batteries for the remote, which is pretty cool. And like I said, this is your... We're going to peel that off because that's protecting the sensor. Shows you right there. So, yeah, this is very lightweight, guys. I mean, this is nothing at all. And what's cool is they do give us a little strip. So if I want to, put this onto a... Like, say, if I wanted to go like this, I can attach this to a TV stand, or in some cases, depending on how your setup is, maybe you have a fireplace, and then you have your TV floating right above it. Maybe you want to set it up like right there. You got some options. Now, personally, I would probably take a 3M strip. Have you ever seen the little Velcro 3M strips? Because what if you have to move things around? If this is on there and you have to remove it from that surface, well, now you're gonna have to get some kind of similar strip to replace it with, like the Velcro 3M strips. And I'll have some links to those that you can get on Amazon or Walmart. They're pretty simple. I use them honestly for picture frames. They just Velcro right off, and they reattach. I use this because me and Mrs. Dimension live in an apartment, so we don't want to make holes in the walls because we want to hang a photo or a frame up. So that's one thing you could do. I mean, you can definitely use this, and I think this is cool that they include it, but you don't have to. Okay? And this is actually feels slightly bigger remote. And like I said, this little Roku tag right here, if you play with it, it's actually a little hole right there, so you can actually slide stuff through there. Like I said, you have like a little hanging lanyard so you don't lose it, or there's a nice little curved spot right here, guys. This is perfect for like taking a little piece of Velcro and attaching it, like that 3M strip I mentioned, and having another piece attached to your nightstand or your coffee table, whatever you have. But this feels actually like from the last one I had, this feels like a nice stronger build. Usually you have that really smooth plastic, and this feels a little bit more, I don't want to say coarse, but unfinished, and I kind of like that feel to it, so it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out of your hand. And the remotes or buttons that we already, the channel streaming services we already have pre-programmed, Netflix, of course, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and Apple TV. I guess those are the big four right now, right? But like I said, we get the batteries. We also get this nice little power brick. So, like I said, if you have a USB port in the back of if you have a cable or satellite converter, if you have an open USB port, plug it right in. 1, 2, 3, Bob's your uncle. You already have your power source. But if not, you do have this little brick. Or let's say you want to go traveling. Let's say, the next 6 months you're going to be working elsewhere. Maybe you're traveling for work. Work is having you do some training over the next 3 or 4 months. But you like to take your Roku with you. Take it with you. Take your brick so you can plug it into a power source. And it's the thing you could do. That's the thing. I could take this to, let's say I'm going to stay at my cousin's for 6 months. I could take it over there. I will sign in. I'll have to sign on to the Wi-Fi. But there we go. Pretty simple. I like everything I'm seeing so far, guys. I am really liking this. And of course, let's break out that obligatory book, if I can get it open. Now, the Roku we got was years and years ago. Let me see if I can even pull that up here. Yeah, that Roku I got back in 2015. I would show you guys, but I don't want you to see the serial number of the product. So yeah, I've had that since 2015. It's 2022, so 7 years? Not bad. Oh, we do get our trolling Roku stickers. Roku and I love Roku. And of course, you get your book. Your book is it's like a quick start guide, guys. Show you right there. A little pamphlet folds open. Basically tells you all your basics. How to connect to TV, how to connect this and that, and get started, and do this and do that, and da-da-da-da-da. And of course, it gives you all of its advertising. Like if you need help going to Roku or rather support.roku.com. If you're someone that is looking for different costs as far as your entertainments, you got streamandsave.com, and of course, see what's streaming for free, tips, and more at blog.roku.com. And I'm going to have the links for all this in the video description below, guys. But yeah, this is a pretty straightforward process, and we're going to pick this up after I have it installed. So let's go. Okay, so here we go. We got our cable box. Got all of our Roku accessories right here. Knife so I can cut open the batteries. And here's our Roku, or rather our Vizio TV we're going to be connecting this to, which is not a smart TV in any shape or form. Okay, so I just applied the little adhesive strip right here. You want to leave this Roku tag sticking out, because if you want to pull this off, you're going to need some room. Now I did push it up front here. Got my cable box because it's rebooting. Now my TV, like I said, only has 2 HDMI on it, and yes, I obviously need to clean it. So now we're going to wait for everything to boot up, put the batteries and remotes, and I have the little micro USB to USB 2 plugged into the back of the cable box, and as you can see, we already have lights, so it's already being powered. So now it's a matter of booting it up and connecting Wi-Fi. Okay, here obviously it's automatically pairing the remote. Got the remote right here in my hand. Choose your language. It's going to check for Wi-Fi. All your basic setup process. But of course, you got that right here in the book, guys. And of course, whenever you are setting up a Roku, and periodically you want to check for update available, so we're going to go ahead and hit yes. And it's going to go through its process. This may take a couple minutes. So now it's set up, and I can test it out by playing with the remote a little bit, and this just give you kind of an overlay, options. It's like a little tutorial video that they kind of go through. You can let that play through, or you can skip ahead. Good news, you can skip ahead. You can fast forward and skip ahead, so that's good. Roku happy streaming. So here's my Roku. I'm probably, let me see. Now some Rokus will actually remember your logins from previous accounts. So let's see if it will do that. Hitting Netflix. No, it's going to make me sign in from scratch. So I am going to have to sign in from scratch. That's perfectly fine. If I want to go Hulu, it's probably going to have me, again, probably sign in from scratch. Hulu's loading up. And yes, you're going to have to sign in from scratch. If you're pretty tech savvy, you might have already written down your username and passwords down so you can type them in. Otherwise, you may have to do a whole lot of password resetting. I always, now I do technical support for a telecommunications company. I will not name. But I always tell my customers, one, if you're going to set up a device like a Roku, or maybe you're setting up a brand new TV, you want to give yourselves plenty of time setting these up, because you're going to be sitting there a while trying to sign in, trying to get deactivation codes for each and every one of your apps that you're going to be utilizing. But let's go ahead and test out this sound function. Netflix. Launching Netflix. See that right there, guys? Leaving Hulu. And right on Netflix. Let me do something else. Home screen. Going to home. Very responsive in here. Now, of course, you can always add more stuff, like say you want live TV. They have their own live TVs. A lot of free stuff that you can jump on. Let's go to Live TV Roku, and here we are.
Here, the Squid Game made history as being
volume control, mute,
TV show
on and off. There you go. And it even has some overlays, as you guys just saw just a moment ago. Now there are different live channels you can actually go through on Roku's basic TV here. You want to listen to 80s music? I would let that play because I love Phil Collins, but don't want no copyright strikes. So, let's check out some of the buttons on here, right? Does it launch Disney Plus? It does. But again, I'll have to sign into this. There we are. Now, like I said, this TV's probably, this TV may even be 10 years old. But as you can see, we've now turned this TV into a smart TV, guys. And just like that, there we are, guys. Roku is set up on our non-smart TV. It's now a smart TV. Pretty simple, pretty basic. Like I said, pretty plug and play. Even if you have a TV that is 14 years old or more, you can have a USB port on it, and that's why I'm using to power that micro USB to regular USB Type 2 cord that we got. So it's running off the power of the TV, so we're not trying to exhaust an extension cord or some kind of power surge, surge protector or power strip. Pretty plain and simple. Now, if you're looking for some simpler ways to, you don't want your wires to run around, I probably could run the wires underneath the cable box if I want. So that's kind of out of sight, out of mind. It all depends what's going to be preference to you. Now, with this being this TV, I want to say is about 10, maybe 11 years old. The Roku remote has perfect control of the volume and turning it on and off. So that's even better. It self-programmed itself, basically. That's pretty awesome in itself. I would love to see that feature in a lot of remotes that come with certain cable boxes or satellite TV providers. But who knows, maybe that's stuff they're working on in the future. Not everybody has that. Not every provider does, guys. So, pretty plain and simple. Follow the instruction book. The instruction book is, it's almost self-explanatory. But if you're not tech savvy, if you're a little apprehensive about the technology itself, I understand that. I get that all the time with my customers who call into my job. And I try to walk them through the tech support as quickly as we possibly can. Because if you're not dealing with it on a regular basis, guys, it can be a bit daunting. It can throw you off. It can be a little scary sometimes, the technology. But all we had to do with 2 wires, HDMI, going to the TV from the back of the Roku, and then the USB, the micro USB going from the back of the Roku into the USB Type 2, right into the TV, supplying power. 1, 2, 3, and Bob's your uncle. The only thing I had to do was I had to sign on to my Wi-Fi so I can get internet connection. And that device, because I ordered it from Roku, it was associated with my accounts already. Very nice, Roku. And I did not have to sign into my Roku account. It did, however, send me an email to the email address I have on file. Sent me an activation link. I clicked the link, and it completely activated 1, 2, and 3. A very smooth process. The only thing I have to do now is go through each and every single one of the apps, sign in with the correct username and password so I can have access to those apps like my Netflix, my Hulu, and everything else, guys. But you can download, like I said, it went through a full list. I actually used my phone. First thing it popped up was there is an actual official Roku app that you can use as a remote. So you can do that on your phone, especially if you want to mess around with people in your household. Change channels on them when they don't realize it. I've done that before. It's a bit of fun. The other thing you can do is you can actually manage your different channels. Okay, I could go on here and I could say, hey, I want to download HBO Max, or I want to download this app or that app, or this and that and this and that. So you can go ahead and do that, and it'll update on your Roku. So pretty basic, pretty simple. I say it's simple. It's simple for me, but it may not be simple for most people. But like I said, it runs you through a whole step-by-step process of, oh, would you like this? Would you like this? Would you like this? Would you like this? And of course, there are those free trials. I recommend against free trials because they can get away from you. Forget what day it is, you're automatically being billed. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, go for the free trials and check those out. However, like I said, I'm going to have to go through each one, download the apps I want to. They call them channels. And there's a whole library of channels that you can browse on the Roku. But guys, pretty basic, pretty straightforward process. It didn't take that long. And like I said, I'm amazed at how responsive it is with voice command. With my TV I have in our front room, which is a smart TV, it's only a year old. Sometimes it struggles with the voice response, and that's basically it's like an Android Google setup inside the TV itself. But this Roku responded right away, and I love that I can turn the power on and off on my Vizio TV without having to switch to the original manufacturer remote or my cable remote, which is programmed as a universal, and we get volume control on there. So I mean, one simple remote, you can keep it attached to your nightstand, and Bob's your uncle, guys. So guys, definitely get the chance, get yourself a Roku if you can. If there are other streaming devices you want me to check out, such as Google Chromecast or even an Amazon Fire Stick, I can definitely check that out for you guys. But I will say this, if you have an old Roku, don't throw it away, guys. Sign into your account online and check to see if maybe you yourself can get your hands on a new Roku at a discounted price. I highly recommend it, guys. I mean, for $20, not bad. Technically, $23 after shipping and tax, but not bad, guys. And I got it in less than a week. So, guys, there we are. Very quick review. I still have to do the signing in, but it was so far, I'm blown away by how responsive it is. It pulled up all the channels, all the apps that I have on my Roku account. It pulled it up right away. I definitely recommend going directly through Roku, because when you're signed into your account and you're getting it directly through Roku, they're going to see all your account information, so you can kind of have it already assigned to the serial numbers on your box. So you don't have to do, because normally if I bought it from a Walmart or Best Buy or whatever the case may be, I'd have to sign into my Roku account first. Then I have to wait for everything to download. But fortunately for me, this was all associated, and like I said, this supports HD, 4K, and HDR, of course. But of course, that also is dependent on your TV. If you just have a regular LED TV, like yours truly, I'm not obviously going to see the 4K difference. Let's be honest, I'm not. But now, if I move that over to a TV that does support 4K, no, I will see it then. But guys, you always have limitations, like when it comes to Blu-ray, gaming consoles. If you get some kind of receiver or some kind of a player that says supports 4K, you're only going to see that 4K, really, if you have a 4K supported device. So there is that, guys. So keep that in mind. So don't just pull it out of the box. Oh, what? Why don't I see the improvement? Well, you don't see the improvement because, that device just doesn't support it. You always want to take a look at some research. But hey, for $20, it was a nice little upgrade, especially since my other Roku kind of took a crap on us. So on a scale of 1 to 10, so far, the experience itself, the unboxing experience, the connecting it right away, 10 out of 10, guys. 10 out of 10. I'll give you an update at a later date and time on the performance to see how well it performs. But as you guys saw in the video, it seemed to respond pretty well. So, guys, until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying, keep on busting, and I will always catch you on the flip side. Take care.